fun today. If you email Miss Smith within 48 hours of this video being posted, you get a bonus point. If you say and explain something fun about glue that you learned, do it. It's worth it. Okay, so we're making glue. It's called GAK. It's also called silly putty, more commonly known as silly putty. This is what we're going to be using. We have paper towels, a plastic baggie, food coloring, an empty cup, some measuring spoons, a knife, warm water, a whole thing of Elmer's glue, and some borax. All of this can be found at your local grocery store if you want to try this at home. Okay, it is windy. Okay, so step one. You're going to take your glue and you're going to empty the entire bottle of glue. That's a lot of glue. You're gonna empty it into this mixing bowl. That makes a really funny sound. This is entertaining. Okay. It might take a second for the glue to get out. It is kind of slow, but it's fine. I think if you squeeze the sides of the bottle, it might help get it off the sides. That's not tested, but you can try it. Okay, I think all of it is out. We'll just hold it there for a second. Beaker's about to fall out. I think he got glue in his hair, so we're just gonna set him right there. Okay. Okay. Fill. Okay, now you're going to fill the empty bottle, this bottle, with the warm water. I'm going to do it over my cup. And you're only going to pour a little bit of water into it, like there. I barely used any water. Pro tip, screw the lid back on all the way before you start shaking. And then you shake it up. And this is going to get the rest of your glue out. And you're going to pour this into your mixing bowl. Oh wow, yeah, that did the job. Okay. Step 2. Okay. Next, you're going to measure half a cup of warm water into the plastic cup and add a heaping teaspoon of borax powder into the water. So, I have my cup and I have my half cup of water. Pour it in. And now I'm going to take my borax. And it says a heaping teaspoon. So let's see. That's a tablespoon. This is a teaspoon. And now we just have to be smart enough to figure out how to open the borax. I think it's on the side. But that's not going to work because it's all the way at the bottom. There we go. Open the box all the way. It works even better. Okay, that looks pretty good. So you pour that into your cup. And now you take your utensil. It'd be better if you get one that you can just throw away later. That's why I have a plastic knife. You can use a spoon or a fork. Anything that stirs works. Okay, so you stir the solution. Don't worry if the powder doesn't dissolve all the way. Okay, so now step 3. While stirring the glue in the mixing bowl, slowly add a little of the borax solution you just made. Immediately, you'll feel the long strands of molecules start to connect. It's time to abandon the spoon, or in our cases, the knife. And you use your hands to do the serious mixing. That should be really fun. Okay, keep adding the borax solution to the glue mixture. Don't stop mixing until the GAK has a putty-like consistency. Okay, so we're going to start stirring the glue and slowly adding this concoction that we little, like, stringy. Gross. And you just stir. And I think this is the point where they say stop using the knife. Gross. Okay. I'm gonna pour some more in. That was a lot. And we mix this together. This feels so weird, man. I'm going to need assistance in pouring the rest of this cup in because my hands are all yuck. Okay, I'm using my lab assistant, which is your teacher. And we're gonna mix this together. I recommend using a container if you're gonna do this that you can either throw away or you can really wash really well. This is something. I feel like I don't have to use all this liquids.
Maybe not.
Should be able to roll on the table like dough. So you're gonna take this concoction. Wear gloves. It helps. I know I said don't wear gloves earlier. Do it. Trust me, you want to wear the gloves. Okay, maybe make sure all the liquid is out. And you might want to put something like, I don't know, foil or wax paper down before you start rolling on the table, but we're just gonna go for it. Okay, I'm gonna take these gloves off because obviously they're soiled. I soiled it. Ugh. SpongeBob reference if you watch it, it's really good. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out. Okay, so as you can see, it is very putty-like. It's all jiggly. Okay, so it rolls around. It's really gross and sticky. Okay. Now we're going to add the food coloring. For this, I'm going to place it kind of over my bag, just so that, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it. We're going to take chances right now. It bounces. I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try and make purple GAK. So I'm going to make a little pocket for my GAK. I'm going to put like 3 drops of red. I think that was 3. I'm gonna do a little bit of blue. And now I'm gonna pick it up. And I think the best way to do this is that the book doesn't tell you anything on how to mix the food coloring because they just expect you to know how to do stuff. I'm going to fold it so that the liquids don't run everywhere. And then I'm going to mash it together and just kind of work it out with my hands. And as you can see, it is starting to turn purple. It actually worked. And right now, you know, honestly, if I could leave it like this, that would be super cool. It's marble putty. So you just kind of move it around, work it in, you can rip it apart and put it back together because it's GAK. I'm going to leave it all this cool marbly color. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so this is GAK. GAK is silly putty that you just made out of borax glue and warm water and food coloring for the special effect. It bounces. You can pull it apart and put it back together. And when you did, it's a polymer. And my lab assistant is going to explain to you what that is.
No, she's not.
No, she's not. You'll learn about what a polymer is. Okay. We'll just cut that part out and I will try again. This is a polymer.
Actually, if we're going to cut, they had something about polymers in here on the next page. It was a good for hundreds of thousands of years, maybe the glacier now.
Polymer.
So a polymer is a long chain of molecules.
Okay, I got what I'm gonna say.
Alright.
Okay, so we just made silly putty, or as it's called in this book, it's called GAK. It bounces, which is super cool. I got mine to be this cool marbly color. And here's where you can get your fun facts that you can email your teacher to get your bonus point within 48 hours. If you don't do it, you don't get a bonus point, so do it. Okay, so this is a polymer. And a polymer is a long chain of molecules. You can use the example of cooking spaghetti to better understand why the GAK polymer behaves the way it does. When the pile of freshly cooked spaghetti comes out of the hot water and into the bowl, the strands flows like liquid from the pan to the bowl, aka it is a wet noodle. This is because the spaghetti strands are slippery and slide over one another, wet noodle. When the water drains off the pasta, the strands start to stick together and the spaghetti takes a rubbery texture. Wait a little longer for all the water to evaporate and the pile of spaghetti turns into a solid mass. Drop it on the floor and watch it bounce. Like this. Polymers are made out of long strands of molecules like spaghetti. The long molecules slide past each other easily, then the substance acts like a liquid because the molecules flow. If the molecules stick together at a few places along the strand, then the substance behaves like a rubbery solid. Okay, so we made a polymer with our experience, and we made this by the use of a heaping teaspoon of borax, half a cup of warm water, and a whole container of Elmer's glue. You can easily do this at your home. All of this can be purchased at your local grocery store if you want to try it yourself. Paper towels are in case you're messy like me. And the baggie is for you to store it and have fun with it later. And ta-da! We just made GAK. Hope you enjoyed.